Dallas, Texas, the home of rodeo, ranch water, barbecue, and a surprisingly large aerospace manufacturing industry. Also home to this guy, Titan Gilroy. Undeniably one of the biggest names in manufacturing social media. Known for his incredible material removal rates, brash attitude,
let's go baby, I'm excited,
and signature catchphrase.
Boom.
He has become a lightning rod for both online praise and sometimes criticism. Hundreds of millions of views, tens of millions of likes and comments. There are online communities made up of people who started their own shops because of the Titans of CNC YouTube videos. Then there are other online communities of people who seem to think that Titan, his guys, and their approach to machining is somehow detrimental to the industry. Love him, hate him, he's an inescapable part of the CNC machining discussion over the last decade. So when Titan announced his first ever Boombastic open house in May 2024 and invited the Practical Machinist team, we had to go see for ourselves what's fact and what's fiction at the new location of Titans of CNC in Flower Mound, Texas. Pushing a spindle to the limit was a super cool idea, but I didn't have $10,000 to spend to replace them every time I blew one up. So it was an idea, a story, one I couldn't really identify with, but still found myself intrigued by. I mean, the story was compelling. A championship boxer from Hawaii with over 15 years in jail turns his life around, gets into manufacturing, and starts a program to give opportunities to some of the most hardened individuals with criminal records in the United States a second chance, and an opportunity to get involved in rebuilding American manufacturing. I flew from Toronto to Dallas, Texas to check this place out and arrived a day before the first Boombastic open house was set to open the doors to the public for the very first time. This facility is massive, over 40,000 square feet of space with millions of dollars of equipment on the floor. There are a dozen machinists here. But again, what was real? How much of this was the application engineers from the companies exhibiting at the show? How much of this was treating a machine as a throwaway? And how much could be translated to reality? Day 2 when the show was open, and I got a chance to talk to some of those Titans of CNC machinists myself and hear a little bit about where they came from.
I've been with Titans of CNC for almost 11 years now. But I was a mold maker before I worked for Titans, so that's where the EDM experience came in.
So I came from Bell Helicopter before I worked for Titans. So I was grinding transmission gears for the Ospreys and any helicopter from Bell. First started at like a small job shop, mom and pop place, but pretty good sized place. We did anything under the sun, you know. If somebody had the money, we'd do it, right? So there I really gained a lot of experience in a lot of different materials, different machines, just run whatever you want. Hey, there's a job, go do it, you know. Then I went to Memphis, Tennessee. Then did that for a couple years, went to Smith & Nephew, big, large company. That's where I really got into like offline programming and more like production-based stuff. But then we decided to move back home into Mississippi, so I got on at General Atomics, and I spent 3 years there doing defense.
And I've been doing this 29 years now,
Right.
so it's not getting old anytime soon.
So I spent a lot of my career learning everything, and then I didn't know this, but if you learn Swiss turning, you're gonna do Swiss turning for the rest of your career, because usually that's the hard guy to find, right?
I worked for Titan for 11 years. Back when we were still doing our job shops, we were still doing our SpaceX, and from then we made the platform and made the Titan curriculum, and been with him for such a long time.
I don't know what I expected. I had seen the videos, but these guys were really, truly excited about what they got to do on a daily basis.
We all come from real machining backgrounds, so you know we understand the struggle of being a real machinist, trying to hit tolerances, trying to hit deadlines, stuff like that. But we're all extremely passionate about what we do, man. That's truly the core of our team, is we love manufacturing and we want people to get excited about it. We want young kids to join the trade, and there's incredible opportunities in this industry, so that's really what we're all about here.
And I'm in California, I just got a phone call, and it's like, hey, it's Titan Gilroy from Titans of CNC. It's just like, what? I didn't know anything about filming or anything like that, right? And I'm just a machinist, so like, was never used to this. And the second day I'm here, the first Swiss comes in, Titan has a camera in my face, and it's just like, okay, here we go.
When I came on, we were still just a machine shop, still doing just automotive and aerospace parts, and but it didn't stay that way for long, actually.
Right.
In fact, about 30 days after I started, I'll never forget, I was in the shop, he called everybody into quality, and he proceeded to tell us that we're gonna do a television show, and I remember stopping to think whether I made the best move or the worst move. You come in here, if you want to work on something, whether it's a production job or whether it's something you're trying to do for a family, friend, whatever, you can come in here. If you're just coming in here to learn, you come in here whenever you want.
CNC can not just be parts. You can CNC art, you can go into woodworking, and honestly, the creativity of CNC is something that I actually really enjoy. Coming up with problems and problem solving.
We're just regular guys. I think sometimes, you know, there's that allure of they have this YouTube channel and whatnot, but we're just regular guys like them, right? We do speeds and we do feeds. I heard one guy's like, man, he saw me change an insert. He's like, it's good to see you troubleshoot. Like you're a real machinist who has to change inserts, you know?
Attendees arrived at the show, some coming as far from Ecuador, Turkey, and Mexico. I got a chance to corner some and hear their stories.
We're right here at the very beginning of the whole show. Take a walk around and look, man, and meet the people. Every single person here has an incredible story. They run a company or they're a machinist at a company. They have visions and dreams, and this trade is hard.
Well, I've been watching Titan for a few years. I see all the crazy stuff that they have going on, all the awesome machines like the Heller, all the Swisses. You know, just want to check it all out, see it in person.
We actually came from Arizona. We are a family of knife makers, 3 generations. We've been watching Titan for years now. My sons have gotten into it now, so they're all working on machines from 12 years old to 17 years old.
I've been in CNC world for 24 years, and it's been amazing. I think the most important thing is to just always be open to learning new things. The new technology shows up, be the guy that's excited to learn it, and you'll be the guy who's running the shop.
I'm a designer. I like to do interaction design, UX, UI design, getting into additive manufacturing and all that sort of stuff. And I just wanted to broaden my skill range and see what's there to offer, you know. I'm just excited to see all this crazy machinery, and yeah, I saw the YouTube channel and was inspired to just come and check it out.
I've just got my own Swiss, got SolidCam. Now I see that they've partnered up with SolidCam, so I'm definitely excited for all that, and
nice.
Hopefully bringing in everybody into the Swiss world.
This place has evolved from Titan running a small shop to a huge production facility to now focusing on education. The Titans of CNC Academy teaching milling, 5-axis, aerospace, turning, Swiss, and now grinding is what Titan told me he now regards as his main focus.
This is all about education. You know, we went from the TV show and we went into social media, but it was all about like, how do you reach all of these machinists and not just talk to them, but give them skills, give them ideas on how they can actually raise their game, how they can actually improve their process in their companies and stuff. So we wanted to give an avenue where people could actually come in, actually hear the machines, see the machines, talk to real machinists about how to actually run faster in different types of materials so they can take that knowledge and actually take it back to their shops and make money. Aerospace is taking off, and there is an art to it, and we just want to teach people so they can be successful. And then if you're successful and efficient, then you can make things right here in America, or if you're in Canada, make your own parts, or no matter where you're at, make your own parts so you can put food on your own table.
2003, I started teaching. I struggled for projects, looking for stuff to do, stuff that was industry relevant, right? And so I saw this, I'm like, man, this is amazing. And then he came out with the Academy. In 2016, it was the first year that it came out, and I'm like, oh, students, go ahead and just pick any part. That's the wrong way to do it. Titans of CNC is a systematic approach. It starts step by step and it gets more complex. Within 9 months, they're getting trained on all 10 Titan parts for the Academy. Michigan is actually the first state to accept CNC Expert as a credential.
I feel like from the basics of the building blocks on the Academy, anybody can go to Titans of CNC Academy and learn CAD, CAM, and CNC for free. Everything is always free. But from there, you can learn how to program, learn speeds and feeds, and how to run stuff.
When you talk to Titan about machining, it's genuinely difficult not to get excited about the trade.
We're all family in manufacturing. I met you for the first day, like a couple days. I see you on camera, but it's like instantly we're brothers. You know what I mean? Because it's like we're machinists. One of the cool things here is you can actually, we made these crazy banners right here. You can see the different tools we're using, the partners that make it all possible. And then we'll show you the part, And the part, it's not just pockets, you got swarf milling, you got turning, you got all of it. Anybody can look at that and actually go into it, and then you can see all the tools, the speeds and feeds, the model and all of it. So we're giving you the knowledge on how to do it. Come talk to the machinist. Let's look at how to actually run it. Let's look at the program and figure out the process so you can duplicate it and make money with that knowledge.
All the machinists here, the guys you see on TV, they are the real machinists. They programmed these machines, they proved it out, they ran it, and that's the way they want to run it. They're not doing it for TV.
Like this guy over here, his name's Jesse. This guy came from like a huge company, General Atomics and stuff, and thank you for allowing him to come over here. Even Barry, these guys like built crazy parts, like literally parts that cost $50 million, $100 million and stuff, and now they're doing education, free education for everyone. So I've surrounded myself with the best machinists in the country, and then we just give it all to everybody for free.
But there was still a question I've heard repeated again and again, shifting strictly from promotion to becoming a machine distributor himself. Why Sile? Why, when the announcement was made, certain parts of the internet exploded. Big topic is the Sile. What made you choose to partner with these guys?
It's assembled in China, like straight up. Nobody's running from it. If you actually look at a lot of machines, even Haas, it's Chinese parts. 100%. One of the things you're gonna see on this is Japanese parts, it's German parts, it's Swiss parts. It's the best parts in the market in an affordable price that starts at like $29,000. So what you see literally at this facility right now is guys like I was years ago, where I had a dream to put a machine in my garage and start a company, and that's who's buying these machines. It's just a solid starter machine. They start with this, they put it in the garage, or they use it as a second op like machine in a real company, and then as they build up, they can jump over to a DN Solutions. They can then go to a Heller, or, you know, I got so many people, like when I used to go to IMTS back in the day, I'd meet people and they started in the garage. And a lot of the big shots, like they didn't want to give them any peace of mind, right? They're not giving them anything. And yet 2 years later, I see them and they're like, oh, I got 5 machines and I got a small little shop, right? Now, this last time I went, same guy comes up, I got 40 machines and 60 employees.
There are not a lot of options at that price point, period, let alone production
with horsepower.
Machines.
And rigidity.
So I mean, if there's an option there that makes sense at a good price point.
Exactly. And nobody's saying it's the best, but it's like 20 to 30% less expensive. And these guys who actually run companies, they bid on parts and they have to put that money that they pay for that machine in that bid, so that makes them more like, helps them get the bids.
The focus was interesting. How do we get more American machining companies manufacturing faster? You could debate the way it's done, but I thought I found myself beginning to understand the approach. People here were excited about manufacturing. They wanted more people to get involved in manufacturing.
You know, that this is the future. If you don't do it, someone else is going to fill those shoes. So if you're not walking forward, someone is going to walk forward and find it, and then you're going to be left behind, and now you're going to be looking into it when you should have already been there.
If you're a younger person that has a passion to do something other than a 9-to-5 typical office job, you have a passion for technology and applying that to a skill set that is gonna grow with you over time, you can't really find much better career to get into.
And I am this enthusiastic about it all the time, because I do. I think it's sweet. Like, it's crazy that there's parts being made here that go into cars, that go into the bottom of a running shoe, that go into a watch, that go into a hip, that go into a car or whatever. Like, it's cool. Like, I've always found it cool, you know?
It's the people in this trade that still get me psyched. I mean, that's really what I like. That's why I'm still here. Right. That's why we do this education. From a technology standpoint, look, everything is always changing in this industry. And so maybe from a broad stroke perspective, just the change itself, right? We're always seeing new things come in.
Don't hesitate. Why are you hesitating?
So, you know, free education and all that, you know, grinding is such a small niche of group. I wanted to really do as much as I can to help, because, you know, I had some great mentors and they helped me. And if I could just help somebody else get into the trade, you know, it's so small.
You can disagree with a persona, you can disagree with a business model, but it's hard to come up with good reason to be disappointed with what Titans of CNC have going on. There's something here. How many people would never have heard about CNC machining without the videos? We all talk about the struggle to get new people into the trade. How many have come from this program?
Those comments of like, hey, you know, your videos taught me something that got me through a job, or now I'm on this career path, whatever. It just fills you up, you know. It's a great feeling, you know, knowing that you're giving back in that way. A lot of people have their opinions, but like what people don't really understand is that Titan is so genuine in what he says. Everything that you see, that's him in real life, you know, that's him. And he wants to give back. And that is our main focus. Is our only objective is to bring awareness to this trade and to get people excited, like you said, and help people grow. And that's all it's about, is giving back to those people.
Agree or disagree, it isn't really important. There's something happening down here in Flower Mound, Texas. And if you have doubts, you can always come see for yourself next year at Boombastic 2025. And after my experience, I highly recommend you do.
Boom.